be back on air with another promising episode of the beautiful program we call Gentlemen and
Gentlemen.
So 3 gentlemen from my far right is
Socrates Safo, the one and only.
In the middle is
your most humble servant, Arnold Asamoah-Baidoo.
And I am Halifax and Sado.
Nice one.
Media me papa. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Hali.
Yeah,
How have you been? I like your apparel. It's nice. I like the color combination.
Thank you. Safo taught me to dress Ghanaian. You know, He started this wear Ghana type of whatever.
But where do you get it from?
This came from a friend called Alhaji Yusuf in Tamale. He's a road contractor. He gave it to me as a gift. Alhaji
So this
Yusuf.
guy is everything at the reconstruction.
Oh. No. But you're looking dope. Where from this?
This one, I remember taking this from, I think, Switzerland. This I got from Lithuania. Lithuania. Scandinavia.
Scandinavia
countries.
Okay. It's also part of the countries.
Lithuania is a very beautiful country.
Really?
At the time that I went there, the snow was there. And So you know how.
Of course. Don't explain.
Yeah,
Well, if you
I used
ask
to-
me, mine is coming from Tio London.
That's nice.
Yes.
As in
You know
Kombi.
Tio. Kombi where?
Where? Okay.
Kombi where? You
No,
know.
previously, I mean, by the grace of God, I used to travel a lot. And then during the early stages.
Are you not tired?
It's the Juma, is the work.
And then during the early
And then
stages.
the early stages, when I travel, I used to buy stuff for all the industry folks. I mean,
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes. You know, at the time too, I was very enthusiastic. So I was going from Peace FM to Power FM to here to there to there to there. I buy stuff for everybody.
With your per diem?
Yes, everybody. And guess what?
Tell me.
Then I realized that some were also getting the opportunity to travel. The rest. And then I realized that when they go, they don't give me anything. I'm like, what's the point? What's the point? You
But
know?
don't stop doing it.
Yeah, I do, but I'm selective now.
Yeah.
I'm very selective now, but I realize that, and you can attest to it. I mean, those days.
Yeah.
Those days, I used to, I mean, stuff for those days.
Yeah.
I used to come make sure that everybody's sorted.
Everybody.
Producers,
But
to producers.
Do you
including
think
producers.
this thing we call industry, either as a media industry or radio pundits industry or musicians industry, but the creators industry, do you think the love is genuine among ourselves?
I do not think so, and then I'm saying this based on experience. I thought I was one of the most loved personalities within our fold.
Really?
Yes, until I had that Zylofon EOCO issue.
The one that they said.
Yeah.
When you stole the air conditioner.
No, they said he actually flipped the xylophone
Wall.
wall, the jangulation style.
Yeah.
Then he's carried
But
to
there were
air
barbed
condition.
wires on the wall.
Yeah.
Where they claim he flipped
Yeah,
over
I'm
the barbed
Superman,
wires to
Bulldog is
carry
Bat-
2.5 years.
Okay.
You said that incident changed
Foolish people. Yeah. So before that incident, I felt people really liked me. Like I was loved, kind of. I mean, that was my mindset. Because of course, based on what we do on radio and TV, you get a lot of applause, get a lot of stellar commentary and all. And I've always stayed humble and grounded. I mean, you two can attest. And so I thought everybody had that feeling. Oh, I know the penance. When that issue came, even my own colleagues were twisting the story. There were publications of me and Bulldog changing the car papers. You know, there were publications, like weird publications.
Okay, so let's roll back a bit. What happened? The news out there is that after Zylofon went down and then EOCO confiscated every asset,
Oh my
you
God.
and Bulldog sneaked into the Zylofon music office and you were caught red-handed, stealing
Wow.
confiscated property, specifically 2.5 air condition back home, 1.5 air condition back home,
I won't
typewriter
I won't
back
mind
home,
you.
and a walking stick.
Wow.
Who's walking stick?
Who's walking stick? Who's walking stick? Who's walking stick? I mean, the story have been half told, but I have not gone into details as to really what transpired. Yes. I mean, thankfully, you guys were in the Zylofon fraternity.
Yes.
Zylofon
He was at
Fund.
Arts Fund.
Arts Fund.
I
He
was
was
at
Zylofon Cash.
We handle the cash, man.
Yes, and I was at Zylofon Music.
Music.
Yes. So we know the tribulation that we all went through when Menzgold went down. And at the time, if you remember, people were actually, how do you call it? They were entering into Zylofon offices.
True.
Because the tension was on that level. It was on that level. People were agitated. Number one had been arrested. I think UAE customers were aggrieved. Government was on its toes. So any Zylofon Menzgold related matter there was treated as a high profile matter.
Yeah.
And before our incident, people were actually walking into Zylofon premises, Menzgold premises.
And looting,
And
basically.
looting. Good. And so I think there was a directive from EOCO that if you're in possession of any Zylofon car or any other property, we should, especially the cars. So I called Bulldog, and the three of us had already had some discussions that we should let it go, blah, 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 blah. So when that directive came in, so myself, Bulldog, and one lady, I've forgotten it, McQueen,
Bulldog, because you were at music
yes.
together.
So
Xylophone
we
music
were
together.
handling the Zylofon music. So Bulldog was the manager of the entire label. I was the communications manager, and Kuda was the operations.
Present we are more Bulldog asi.
Yes, kind of.
No Shenasi.
Yes, when you actually check the organogram, he sits on top.
So
And the
who
rest-
Shenasi?
That's fine.
No,
Nasi Ajumayede.
Bulldog is a fine gentleman.
Nasi
fine
Ejuma.
And I remember those days he had issues with Namu, and I was caught in the middle. Remember? I was caught in the middle. So-
every matter.
I was caught in the middle. And unbeknownst to a lot of people, they felt Bulldog was but I was the one engineering most of the issues. Yes.
So you are a snake under grass.
I'm not a snake under grass, but I'm a strategist.
So you were instigating Bulldog to misbehave.
Not
He
instigating
was
to
engineering the,
because
the machinations.
I mean, when we get to the challenges that we all went through, we'll talk about it.
Let's
Because-
go back to the air conditioning
Yes.
matter.
So the way the directive came, Bulldog and I had a conversation that because we were the custodians of the label,
Yes.
we should figure out a way of calling the artists together and present the cars in unison. Like
True.
sort of, yes. So we thought it could have been the best approach. But because of the looting, weeks prior, the same three of us as custodians of the label had sat and said, listen, we need to take action. Because if we sit here and there's looting, Nam1 or the executives of Zylofon or Menzgold will call us that you guys were supposed to be responsible for this. So what happened? And so the agreement was that let's take, and then again, in that office, all the artists had offices. Shatawale had his office, Stoneboy had his office, Becca had his office,
Joyce Blessing.
Joyce Blessing will be
Will be-
every artist had an office.
Okay.
And everybody's office had television, air condition, fridge, that. It was well furnished. So the agreement was that when we went into the tribulation, no one was nowhere to be found. Security men were not being paid. Even those of us who were working there were not being paid. You
And
know?
are still not being paid. At least for the few months.
So
before
we had no security. So the advice was, listen, we do not have any security. Anybody can come in here and loot, even without us knowing. So let's take all the essentials. Let's take the essentials and then take them to the main Zylofon office, which was at old Rochester office.
Yeah,
That was where the
yeah,
main
yeah,
Zylofon
yeah,
office
yeah.
was. And it was just like 5 minutes
It's just across the street.
across the street. Because that place, they had protection. Because that was our main office. So when we took all these things down, foolishly, instead of transporting them that particular day, we left them in the premises. So they had been there. Like televisions, everything was stationed in one office. So when the call came that we should figure out a way of collecting all the cars and taking them to EOCO, that's when, that particular day, that's when we realized that, but we've taken all these things down for weeks and they are still here. So while we are having our meeting, let's get somebody to take them to the main office. I do not know what transpired. Me and Bulldog were up there doing the meeting, the debates and all. We said, then somebody came up and said, oh, there are a lot of EOCO officers downstairs. They're waiting for you. Seriously, we thought it was virtually nothing because when we went there, we saw like 6 to 10 cars, some from the EOCO officers and some from the police. It was really chaotic.
Were they in uniform?
The police officers were in uniform. but
Were
the
their
EOCO
cars branded?
The
police
EOCO
cars were not branded.
the police cars were branded. They
Really?
were there. Yes.
Then they came proper.
They came proper.
Were they armed?
Somewhere.
Were the sirens on?
Yes.
Oh la.
Yes.
It was a showdown.
It was
in the Zylofon
it was
office.
really chaotic at that point. I won't lie.
And you were just two.
We were just two.
About how many uniformed policemen can you remember?
Close to 10.
How many vehicles can you
EOCO
remember?
officials, like 3, there are pickups with
Yeah.
the siren, like 2. Yeah.
One for you, one for Bulldog.
Yeah, we were like 2. And then the EOCO officers also had like 2 of their cars.
I see.
Yeah. So when we stepped down, we were like, what's happening here? And so we tried to explain. And I don't blame the EOCO officials because of how huge the Menzgold Zylofon issues were at the time. And so they made some few calls. And at the time they came, they had closed. I eavesdropped on one of the conversations. And somebody told them that once we have closed, they cannot take us to the EOCO office. So they should rather take us to East Legon police station. So that's when I called you. Because you were the only person I could call. And so when I called you, I said, listen, this is what is transpiring. They are taking us to ABC. On our way there, so Bulldog was not even, because I gave the directive that a taxi driver should pick the staff and then take them to that. So Bulldog didn't know what was going on. When they saw Boo with me, they said that the 2 of us should go there. In Bulldog's mind, they put us in because of him. Because if I were to be the only one, and based on the narration of the story, they would have just let me go. But when somebody heard that Bulldog was in the picture, then they had to put us at counterback. If you remember, days before that incident, Bulldog had gone on social media blasting Arnold. That's why you can come and see, and I'm one for support, blah 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 blah. So he was in red, kind of, because days before he was on Arnold's neck, President Arnold's neck, bashing him left, right, center. So when they said they heard Bulldog was part of it, then they had to put us. Seriously, I did not envisage that I would sleep in East Legon police station that night. Bulldog was sure-footed that they would tell us to get inside. So we are lying. There's no way we'll get inside. Then after a few calls, because when we got there, we were having hearty conversation with the officers. Hearty conversations. So like, okay. But it was like they were waiting for somebody's directive. And then the next call that came said, you should go inside. I was properly dressed, like with my tie, with my gota. All I could hear is, take off your shirt. I'm like, what? Take off your trap. I'm like, it is happening. Bulldog said, I tell you it's a good day inside. Then they took me to one cell. So they had 2 cells at East Legon police station. They didn't put all the 2 of us in one cell. They put me in one cell and then they put Bulldog in another cell. And then we were there. So we were in our boxer shorts and our singlets. We were there. I could hear commotion coming from the other cell.
Why?
So I thought they were doing something to Bulldog. So I was shouting, Boo, are you fine? Apparently, they go through a certain routine. When you come in fresh, you are supposed to salute the leader of the cell or blah, 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 blah. So the commotion that was transpiring in the other cell was that procedure. So they tried to rough Bulldog. But the leader of that cell knew Bulldog from Adabraka. So now, instead of roughing him up, it turned out to be admiration for who has come in. So me, I thought they were beating him up. I said, Bulldog, are you fine? Meanwhile, me, I was not fine.
What were they doing to you?
They didn't do anything to me. Seriously, me, I was lucky. Because what held me was one guy in there recognized me. Very recognized me on TV. So they were like, oh, this guy don't pen on oneself. So they were rather giving me morale. But we did Masa, where I was. So the very next day, so we actually slept there. I think I heard your voice. I heard your voice. Yeah. You came in.
I came there. I went to see the commander.
Yes.
Spoke to him and
he
told me nothing.
Yes. Because clearly it seemed as if the directive was coming from way up. And so the next day, what pissed Bulldog off the more was the next day now we need to go to the EOCO office. What they did was to put us in handcuffs. That's when I knew that the matter was a serious matter. When they put it in handcuffs, it pissed Bulldog off because he felt we've not gone to steal in the first place. It was a form of miscommunication. And so the way they dealt with me, I was onboarded. But he felt some kind of, maybe because of past experiences or something like that. So he was very pissed when we got to the EOCO office. So when we got there, I was still calming him down. We still had our phones. But what they took us through was the routine, mark, shot, fingerprint, blah, blah, blah. They actually took us through the process like where. So when we got there, we had our phones. We waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. So people were checking because we were monitoring the stories that were flying around. That's when I said I felt people really had love until even on the entertainment review. If I don't even remember, they made mockery of us on the show. And that one got to me. I felt it. Because I was thinking, these are my people. These are my... If anybody would make mockery, not my folks on the entertainment review. And that really, really affected me. So we're there. We got there like 10 a.m. We waited till like 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Apparently, they were waiting for the top brass of EOCO to come in and interrogate us. Top brass. And so you could tell the enormity of the case because of the looting, the agitation, and government. So they treated it like a high-profile case. 4 p.m., 5 p.m., they ushered us up. When we got into the room, every executive from EOCO was in that room. From the CEO to the deputy CEO to the operations manager to the security, everybody was in the room. Everybody. And so when we got in, the moment the CEO, I've forgotten his name, a very old man. He saw, I think Bulldog was in his like kind of a jalabia, kind of like not properly, Bulldog and how he dresses. Me, I was still in my shirt, white shirt, red tie, black tie, Chelsea boots.
Did you bath before going there?
No. So, but then the guys that are, when we were leaving the East Legon police station, I had gone to the bank the day they took us in. So the money that I had like, let's say 4,000, 5,000. I shared it to the inmates and the officers.
Why did you share the money?
And because when I got in there, the whole night they were telling me about their stories. How they got in. Somebody said he went to steal phone. Somebody said he owed the boss and couldn't pay. And so they had to bring him in. Like, we're sharing stories as to how they got in. So I felt some kind of way. So when I was leaving, I had to make sure every cell member had a bit of the money I had. And the officers who also said I should go to the counterback.
Charity.
Yes, as an act of charity.
I get it.
And I gave the money. The one who said I should go to the counterback, I sorted him out before I left. And all that. So when we got to EOCO, when they saw Bulldog, the first thing the CEO said that, you are the one who sold the air conditions. And Bulldog flipped. What are you telling me? I said, Bulldog, relax. I'm not sleeping here tonight. There's no way I'm sleeping here tonight. So I said, Bulldog, relax. People, I am the communications manager for Zylofon Music, so let me do the talking. So now I had to come and explain to them that this is what led to we taking the staff off, and that we are rather protecting. And we are rather helping EOCO in putting the properties together and all that stuff. Then the CEO was like, is that all? I'm like, that's all, sir. That's all. He was like, okay, leave them. Let them go. And so after, I sent you a message, a heartfelt message, because I didn't know what you have done. Because I thought when I called, that was it. Because I heard him, I didn't hear you. I also didn't see you. And you guys were my two most trusted fellows in this industry. And so I said, Halifa, said, hello, message. I think you saw the message because I put it on the platform.
I've ordered it to me. Told him. Anyway, you finish. Let me
No, the one person that I expected to see was you, and I didn't hear from you. Blah, 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 blah. Because I didn't know what kind of job you did behind the scenes. And somebody had taken credit for something you didn't do.
Who?
So, days after. So let me finish the Zylofon story. So when they said we should go, they said, okay, every day we should come and then sign or show our face or something like that. The next day, Bulldog, they say you go. I said, Boo, me, I don't want trouble. I'll go every morning. I'll go and sign. So it was a Thursday. So they arrested on a Wednesday. We went to EOCO on a Thursday. So the next Friday, quick, 6 a.m. I was at EOCO office. I'm going to sign. When I got there, they were like, "Who are you? What are you coming to do?" I'm like, "I'm the one you people came to take away. Me and Bulldog. Yesterday, you said we should come and sign." I said, "Yes,
They have no records of your case.
No record." I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, no, there's no record. So I went again on a Monday. Tuesday, I didn't go again. Because I felt, what's the point?
So on the Monday when you went there...
When I went there, the same scenario. So that's what discouraged me from going again. Because
Bulldog didn't go.
Oh, he didn't go.
And from 2018 till now, nobody has called you and said, why are you not coming to sign it?
No. Because when I went the Friday and they acted like that, I'm like, what's happening here? So let me give them the benefit of that. I'll come on Monday. Maybe those guys who booked me or told me to come and report every day, they will be there. I went on a Monday and the same reaction. Who are you? It's like I have to now tell the story from the beginning as to why I'm there. And so I said, let me sit my somewhere and move. Yeah. So that's what transpired with the Menzgold Zylofon. But it was my first experience and it was not pleasant. Because the whole night, a lot of things was going through my mind. Lots of things were hovering through my mind. But I was lucky because it didn't rough me up. But it taught me a lesson, back to what you were talking about, the love issue. No. Because if my own people on the same review could make mockery of the case, I don't know how much less other people that I had no affiliation. And again, you saw how the kind of mockery our own colleagues within the industry. Because when we got into Zylofon, they thought, oh, Naman has given them cars. They are well paid. They blah, 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 blah. So it was like, okay, now their downfall has come. So let's rejoice and all that stuff. So that really was an eye-opener for me. It gave me the realization that it was God's... Yes, it was God's way of telling me...
You would want to drink water or should continue the conversation?
Oh, let's continue. Because it was God's way of telling me that, be careful.
I think it's good it happened. Just for the records, sometimes these stories are told and you can't be too sure who is watching.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to feel we are ingrates. That night, you called that you were there. I insulted you properly.
I know.
Because the night before,
we had met
across just the street here. I was spoken and said, look, Jai, because I left everything.
Yeah.
Yes, when I got to Zylofon cash office, they had their furniture, but as some electronics, I left. So I answered them calls for complaining. Then he said, Nachi, do what you can do. My coming to airport wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah, true.
So I called the director of operations at Office of the President by then, not coming. And that guy, apparently he knows Bull from Adabraka. And because of an incident, he knows you.
Yes, of course.
So when I saw the guy, I said, yes. Then he called back and said, no, you are not at airport.
Yeah.
That you are at EOCO.
EOCO rather.
So I should go there and wait for him. I moved there. The man wait called her. Then he eventually came. And they said, no, you are not here to either. He knows what he's saying, that you are not. Your narration now makes me fill in the gaps. That, okay, his checks initially said, you were being
taken to EOCO.
Then they told him that Halifax, no matter what has happened today, they will sleep.
They will sleep.
So tomorrow, let's see what happened. Then the next day, his people got back to him. What the briefing he gave me was that there was going to be a press conference.
Oh, wow.
For them to announce. I beg me. I said, no, I beg you.
Yeah.
A press conference for them to be paraded. The internet doesn't lie.
Yeah.
It would always be there.
Oh, that would have been devastating.
So he sent me there to see some. But I was there when you guys actually came. And then called, they made their calls to at least cancel the press conference.
Yeah.
Then eventually you got out. Yeah. So when you got out, I was expecting you to say that, let's go and thank the man.
I didn't know.
Because I didn't know what I saw was, hey, you abandoned me, you this, yes. You see why I didn't want to help you. I tried to him again.
No, seriously.
I'm saying this just because in case Lord Coleman is watching, he wouldn't feel that, I didn't tell you what he did was blah, blah, blah.
No, I didn't know. And then again, Niama Matefio, shout outs to him. He took credit for that move. Because he told me this, that, I called this person, so you were not, paraded, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay.
He may have. Maybe he's just blabbing. Maybe he may have made a few, but I can tell you in the name of everything that is true.
Yeah.
Lord, Director of Operations at the Presidency.
Of course.
Personally called the man that night. And then that, when he even called the man, that the briefing wasn't, the guy So the next, they gave him the briefing problem and said, also would address the media. And they said, okay, you may address the media, but don't parade them, with a lot of negotiations.
And the other issue that really got to me, when we got to EOCO, they said we should bring, but he didn't say, because Bulldog gave me that information, that we should bring a representation lawyer. So I remember trying to reach out to, at the time, I've not been entangled in any law-related matter before. So the only person I knew, because I belonged to the Despire fraternity, at the time, lawyer TK, he came to mind. That instance, okay, reach him. Do you know the response I got?
No.
Until I pay 5,000, he will not show up.
Lawyer Trinibu Akodi.
Yes, that's
former host of the UTV editions.
That's information I got.
TK wanted 5K
Yes, that's
before.
if
before
I'm
he
lying,
comes.
it means whoever gave me that information is also lying. So we had to
No,
resort
so you reach out to him directly or through somebody.
through that. So I had a pastor friend who came and I said, call this person and tell him that we need representation. And because he's the only one I know because of where we all belong to. That's so the response I got was, so man of 5,000 on back. So eventually it was Bulldog's lawyer who came in, Jerry Afrenobo at the time, who came in. And I had to pay Jerry after everything that's gone. So Bulldog said, well, boys, Charlie, sort him out and all that stuff. So
Arnold, it's sad, but I think personally, if you ask me, going to Zylofon did me more bad than good.
What happened to you?
It earned me unnecessary enemies.
Sure.
I also didn't have, I thought people would say it, but people thought, oh, they are there and they are chopping money.
Yeah.
Arnold, you and I were taking the same salary. I think Safo will be a bit higher than us. I can't mention it on radio, but you said the amount Namwan was paying us. If you multiply it by 3, it was still lesser than what I was getting from my consultancy company at the time. So I went to Zylofon already a big boy.
True.
But people felt, oh, and that enmity hasn't stopped till date.
Yeah.
Zylofon will become casualties. True. People say, and if you are women or Mukodi, Menzgold name, and ones, I'm back when you understand what I mean? So, but well, anyway, general.
You also had your issues at Zylofon.
I had a lot of issues.
Top of mind is, you guys went to do some concert in Tamale or something.
Yes, it was a fancy Gadam and then Pato Ranking concert in Tamale. I mean, Zylofon was partnering Fancy Gadam for us to bring this musician to Tamale. It was a packed show, sold out everything. Pato Ranking arrives from Nigeria straight to Accra, flies to Tamale. We're going to the airport to bring him together with Fancy Gadam. Then, pam, from nowhere, a tip. Is it a tipper track, the long one? No, a tipper track is the one with the back. This one doesn't have back.
Okay.
It doesn't have the back.
Just the front.
Just the front, the long stretch at the back with just decided for no reason to leave its lane and veer into our lane. We were going in a convoy. So, they are horrific things I shouldn't even describe on TV. Arnold, from 20 whatever till now, when I close my eyes, I still see limbs and legs of human beings on the streets whilst I was jumping. We lost some beautiful souls. Francis seems to lost some beautiful souls. And then we had gone with a group of about almost 60-something human beings. Transporting them back to Accra was now my headache. It was a Zylofon cash event. So I was the boy in charge. It was a big deal. Now this is it. Fresh boy, you've come, you say you're in charge of Zylofon cash communications. Now one had big boys around him, not big boys in terms of age, but ranking, something. What are those their names? Those people trade their weight about the bullets and
there's coffee boats
and the boats and
then the second
and the flexos and then his own brother.
Yeah.
So when the man on the ground is giving you information, this is what we need to do. He also gets counter information from
the advisors.
But bro, we've led people there. I think, what is his name? Kwamega, now a member of the Council of State. It's called Tanko. Tanko is his nickname. Gabriel Kwamega.
He was in charge of the manager of...
I worked directly and he was director of Zylofon Cash. So he saw what was happening exactly on the ground, bro. I mean, it wasn't a joke. The boys were traumatized. The girls were just devastated. 2 colleagues had died. More fans too had died. We had become endangered. You don't go to Tamale and then there is an accident and then you feel no. It wasn't. I had to defend our man orders. Tell him that if he doesn't bring a chopper to lift his workers from Tamale the next morning, I would drag them to Accra, with or without his consent. The chopper came the next morning.
Wow.
Yes. And the chopper lifted the girls and then the boy. I told her, no, what is this? Because I was there with them. Charlie, it wasn't a joke. So Zylofon, it was as if we were behaving like crabs.
The other challenge I had, and you mentioned that, apart from our own internal structure, like you at Zylofon Arts Fund, Cash, and me at Music, apart from the internal struggles that we faced in our respective offices, there was also this challenge of #1 surrounding himself with what he called advisors.
Exactly.
And they were really a problem.
And I'm one
Really a problem.
Yes, just like what
Yeah.
I explained. Are you on the ground saying something and then they say something else, and then I mean it's and it runs through.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you talk to Sammy Flex, he will tell you
Yeah.
I mean the
encountered... gentleman himself as #1, kind-hearted, ambitious. He had a vision for the industry and he did so well.
With small problem.
Oh, he has problem. I mean,
other than that, why will #1 say he's going to launch Zylofon Premier League? On the day of the launch, you are the special guest of honor to give the special speech. On the day of the launch, everybody was there, over 30 TV stations, live, broadcasting live. 2 seconds before he said, so I went to Chairman, please, you are there. Say, no, you are talking for me. I said, me talking for you, saying, you have to cook something, you know. But thank God, I believe I spoke sense anyway. So there's sometimes spontaneous, sporadic, do this. That one too was a challenge.
You know, that was one of our biggest highlights at Zylofon. That football Premier League sponsorship. And I remember a day after I had heard you on CTFM. You know, they were going back and forth as to the sponsorship.
Yes.
And Charlie, now
oh, me what you mean pa?
Oh my God. And you know the backstory?
Because you see, when you are communicating, and you are not privy to the raw facts, but you have to rely on somebody to come and transmit, and you've gone to the source and you're digging, it's not coming.
Yes, it becomes very difficult. Because I remember,
it becomes as if you know.
Yeah, the contentious was about the contract.
Yes. And I hadn't read this contract. Then you become like, you know, a beautiful girl has come to your room, and everything is ready to be said, but the thing is not waking up.
But you know what I remember about? Because we also, you know, when Zylofon, one entity is doing something, almost every other entity is kind of involved. So when you guys were doing the
Premier League
launch, there was commotion at Zylofon Music, and I'll tell you what the commotion was. Apparently, Joyce Blessing and the husband were forcing their way to perform, and Bulldog said no. So they actually fought. So Bulldog had to make people take the husband away from the... I don't know if you heard about it, but there was some commotion.
At the premises.
Yes.
Moving pick.
Yes. Because she was not on the original list of performers.
Why?
But some way, somehow, unless Halifax, because I was not part of the deliberations.
Oh, they brought me there that night to come and talk some, and I went to talk some.
So you had no idea.
As to
you had no idea what the program lineup was.
I only went to greet my boss. He was when everybody was in suits. Nama was in some, you know, somebody does designer boy.
Yeah, I remember what he was wearing, the tracksuit.
And great chairman, you are talking next. I wish you said, no, you are talking next. I said, me talking next. Before I realized my name was Mensah, I was talking next. You have to think. So those challenges too were there, you know.
What were your challenges? I mean, I know we were in charge of some fund.
Zylofon Arts Fund, and then the Zylofon View.
You had your challenges, but mine was bigger.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But you were controlling the fund, throwing money to people, back left and right.
Actually, I remember #1 called me one fine day to his office and said, oh, he wants to set up the Zylofon Arts Fund.
Yeah.
And he wants to put $1 million as seed money for us to give to creatives. And there's not going to be any interest on whatever we give.
So it was more of grants.
Not a grant, but we give you the money. Just return the same money. No, grants, you are not paying the money.
Okay.
Yeah, we are not paying. But this one, you pay the money, but without interest.
Okay.
I was so happy because finally, I'll be able to do things that I know can help the industry. The first group of people I called were my own people, 5-pack. I called the leadership. I remember EOCO, Bob Smith, and one other person came. We had a meeting. So go and tell your members to submit. They went and never came back. Then the next one were people bringing their proposals. And some of them, you look at the proposal. When they come, you sit them down and talk them through. There was a musician, I won't mention his name. He came, he said he's going to launch his...
Why would you mention his name? I mean, it's gone now.
He's not here to defend himself.
He's dead?
No, he's alive.
But who cares?
So the names we were mentioning were they here to defend themselves. You see, and when I talk, you see, I like worrying stuff.
Who took the money. Now mention their names.
No, not taking them. I'm talking about
So
the
mention
person,
their names.
He had a proposal and said they wanted to launch something.
his album. So I asked him, okay, you've launched let me finish and then I'll mention. You've launched a previous album. How come you need money to launch this one? He said, oh, for this one, he wants to do it big. So I asked him, how much did you make on the last one for us to put money in this? He had no records for that. So I told him that, well, go and bring the records for the previous one. Then based on that, we will be able to give you this. He went away and didn't come back. Another person who came with a proposal. I will relax. Another person who came, I remember, was Chief Mumin. Chief Mumin came with a proposal that he's going to do his Wogbejeke concert at the National Theatre. And he had sponsors, I think Unilever or so. And they've given him check. But the check will only mature after he did the show. So we should give him the money to pre-finance. Then the following Monday, he will go and cash the check, or we can go and cash the check. They said, oh, okay, hallelujah, no problem. Lo and behold, the concert came on. Monday morning, I got a call from 25 that Chief Mumin had called him that we shouldn't present the check. I said, why? He said, well, there's a small issue. Actually, he needed more money than what he requested from us. As he was doing the preparation, there were some agents, things that he has to do. So he took loan from the bank to do it. So, really? Yes, if we present the check, it won't go through because he presented it and the bank had taken their money. So here we are. So we invited him. He came and, Mensah, for about 2 hours, Chief Mumin was just English, grammar,
he's very
adjectives,
very
nouns.
expressive.
Yeah. Mensah, the guy was talking like a parrot. And I was just sitting there looking at him.
So eventually he didn't pay?
He didn't pay. And we had to chase him.
Was he the only one who took money?
No, not the only one.
Who else took money and didn't pay?
There were other producers also that we gave money to.
Like
let's say, Kobirana, we gave money to Kobirana. He actually did the movie. We released it, but we didn't get all the money.
Okay, who else?
We have Kwesi Nyamiche, Miracle Films.
He also took money?
We gave him money. Not that they didn't pay, but we couldn't make the money back. The amount of money given them, we couldn't.
You didn't do your due diligence before giving money to check the viability of the projects?
You see, these are two different scenarios. For the film, we would have made the money if Zylofon had stayed on, because there were not that many cinema halls at that time. And then we also did the CDs that we started selling. 2 weeks into the sales, then everything collapsed. But when we started the CD sales, it was moving fine.
So if you say there weren't many cinemas, how were you going to show the movies? Okay.
We also decided to establish cinema halls around.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes, we were going to do cinema halls, like 100-seater halls across every district.
Okay.
We got the lands, we got some lands that we were going to build prefab small cinema halls that across the country. So for the cinemas there, we were going to do it. We also got in touch with some halls across the country. We run from Tamale to the Western region and all that. Nana Texan even went to Tamale. That is where he came back and unfortunately he fell. He went to negotiate with some halls and hotels to give us space. So we were actually going to do it. So when it comes to cinemas, I think that was the challenge there. I don't want to. But the events, but even with films, some of them were so funny. I remember the day of the launch. We were going to issue checks for
the art fund launch.
Yes, the art fund launch. We were going to give Kofi Asamoah, Abdul Salam Momoni, and Mustafa Adams, that's AA Productions, Venus Films, and Kofi Asamoah, that's Kofas. On my way going to the office, the press were there, everybody.
Everybody was waiting.
Everybody was waiting. And then I got a call from Nam1. He said, Uncle, I think you should hold on. And I said, oh, why? He said, well, I've heard that these your people, when they take money, they don't pay. And I said, oh, well, for now, everything is set. So let's launch it, and then I'll come to the office, and then we will discuss it. Because it has taken us almost
a long time to come to where
we are. I also know what you are saying. I understand it. But please, let's finish.
Wait. So the various people who applied, who applied for funds from NAM1's Zylofon Arts Fund? Averagely, about how many people applied? 10, 20, 30, 40?
There were over 30 to 50.
How many people had it?
About 20 people had it.
How many have refunded?
We couldn't raise all.
Not raise all. How many of them have refunded in full?
None.
Wow.
None.
Zero.
None.
Wow.
What is the name of the chief? As Chief Moment brought the money?
No.
But he said, according to you, he said, oh, when the bank sees the money, another one will come. So what happened to that money?
Well, he said he took loan on top of what we gave him.
What you gave him.
Yes. So the bank has taken that.
If NAM1 or any other person were to give you $1 million for supporting the arts, would you handle it the same way?
No.
Lessons learned.
Lessons learned. You know, he said that for
not
artists.
His lessons. You.
My lessons.
Yes. As the chairman of the Arts Fund, have you learned any lesson?
Yes.
Number one.
One, artists are not honest.
Two.
They are not honest.
Why didn't you put it in a three?
They are not
honest. Why didn't you put it the other way, that the art fund managers were, lenient and they didn't really do due diligence? They were looking, you should know, friends and family.
No.
There were a solid team.
Yes, we had a solid team.
Really?
Yes.
Of professionals?
Yes.
Who know financing?
Yes.
Who
Are you sure?
Frankie Five from bank. Abner Ruti from the bank. Nana Brew, also into marketing in the UK. We had Ohiniba Kisi, who was financial person from also
it
bank.
Means when they bring the proposals, you go through the figures.
We go through and we have our structures. Look, when you come, we don't give you the money direct. We ask you to bring your cast and everybody that you are going to pay. Then we send the money directly to them.
Arnold, ask him for me. Have you heard of this Ghana Movie Awards? Fred Safo
has the plaques.
They stole the name Ghana Movie Awards, gave it to NAM1, and they teamed up against him and Sabotage. Safo, where are the plaques of, and don't ask me any question, where are the plaques of Fred Noama in this Ghana Movie Awards?
That became another contentious issue.
I beg you, these plaques, I always hear him talk about it, that the plaques are with me. I beg you, ask him. He who alleges must prove. How did the plaques got to me?
So they got to
I don't know.
So the plaques
No.
Who had them?
I don't know.
But what was it?
I think that guy is a friend.
Who?
Fred Nyama.
Okay.
So he is looking for somebody that he can use as an excuse to get away with his shoddy works. You understand? If I should tell you, in terms of plaques, you know Semenyo. Semenyo, the black star, the footballer.
Yes.
His mother.
Yes.
Even have an issue with Fred Nyama on these plaques.
Is he on this particular plug, or four people sharing one plug, or we just
on plaques? Fred Nyama's awards plaques.
Why?
Yes.
It's okay. It's Fred Nyama that
what's Semenyo's mother's?
It's Fred Nyama that
yes, from the UK.
Four actresses share one.
We can look for her and she will tell her story. When
So
it comes to
Safo, do you regret working with NAM1?
No. Look, we were going to fix the industry. Despite the initial challenges with people not paying, we restructured the whole thing and we were going to fix the industry.
Would his plans have worked?
Yes.
You have the blueprints?
Yes.
How much money do you need to make it work today?
Not to the amount of 1 million.
Not
euros,
dollars. Safer dollars. Below $1 million.
Yes. I bet you.
That's about
we presented a blueprint that will have worked.
There's about 1 billion cedis.
Yes, I bet you. That is my pain today when I see the state of the industry
You
today.
still have pains.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I used to like
Because
to this industry.
whatever you do, you are an artist. Salifas, you still have emotional attachment to print.
But I don't have, well, yeah, to
Yes.
points. But not
Yeah.
pains. You said you have pains. You
Well,
see,
my pain is that we had a golden
like,
opportunity.
A girl visits you, and then after that, she goes to tell somebody you didn't even perform well. You see that pain. I thought that was
Halifax,
the type of pain
That
you're
was
talking about.
a golden opportunity for us to fix the challenge of the challenges of this industry.
Yeah.
If you talk of funding, if you talk of how to revive even cinema, all the films that we were shooting, we had an agreement with the producers not to even put it on TV, which I think is one of the challenges of the market. We were going to build our own cineplex. That's about 100-seater cinema halls in every district. We started acquiring the lands across, so that when we finish the film, we take it around every district. Imagine we making 1,000 cities from every district.
Every night.
Every night.
Well,
You understand?
you have a case.
So the blueprint was there. The initial hiccups were those that we thought that we will have to give them the money and they will come and pay commonsensically. Only for us.
If you had an advice for Nam1 today, what would it be?
What will it be in terms of
Supporting the industry.
the industry? I will ask us to use the blueprints that we developed after the challenges. Yes.
After the challenge.
After the challenges.
Did you tweak your blueprint?
Yes.
Okay, you tweaked the
Yes.
challenge.
Now we were commissioning directors. We were commissioning the directors for the art fund.
Okay.
You understand? You bring a story, we buy it, we commission you to produce the film for us.
Just like Aquaba
Aquaba
So you
Magic
can
is doing.
control costs.
So we control costs, we control distribution and everything.
And even time for production
Exactly.
and deadlines. And
So we have the films and we created our distribution channel that for this film, you are not going to see it anywhere unless through our channel. We also came out with the Zylofon View, which was a streaming
Pay-per-view.
platform. And it was pay-per-view. Even at the time we shut down, we had some films on the platform and people were watching across the world. All we needed to do then was to travel around the world and promote it.
Yeah.
So it was a blueprint that was going to work. Everything was set up. The initial idea of supporting, because for me, that was what he told me. Let's give them the support and let them bring the money back.
Arnold may come, and I have a final one for you. So the various big names you supported with funds and the Zylofon funds, when they see you today, are they appreciative to you or Nam1?
You will be surprised that when Menzgold had its challenges, I heard some of them on radio and on some programs, also making mockery of the whole thing. Chief Moomin.
Chief Moomin, after
Chief-
taking money and not paying.
Yes.
He
and
was
not
making
paying.
mockery of the whole
Yes,
state.
I hear him on
Who
radio.
else?
And a whole lot of them. A whole lot
Like
of them.
who?
And I'm saying that all those, like, let's say, Miracle,
Okay.
Kwesi Nyamiche them and all
I
that.
get it. Arnold,
Yeah.
you were at Zylofon Music.
Yep.
At the same time, Shatawale was there.
Yep. Stoneboy.
And Stoneboy was there at the same time. So you basically managed both at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So I was in charge of the communication for every artist that we signed. And it was tumultuous, if I can put it that way. It was not funny. Because
Did you get there before Stoneboy? Or you
I think when I got in there, everybody had been signed.
everybody had been signed?
Everybody had been signed. When they signed,
there was-
Stoneboy was one of the first persons they signed.
I remember. Okay.
Stoneboy was one of the first, because they had signed, I think, Joyce Blessing, Obibini, and then Becca. And then Stoneboy came in. And then Wale.
Okay.
So Wale was almost the last person to be signed.
Okay.
The rest were there already.
Okay.
And so I got in when they all have been signed.
But I can't. So how was it like communicating for both Shatawale and Stoneboy at the same time?
It was difficult because at the time they were beefing. And for some reason, Stoneboy had issues with Nam1. If you guys will remember.
Concerning the house.
Concerning some things he claimed they had agreed upon, but he had not gotten them the house and some car, blah 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 blah. Especially the house.
Yeah.
And so there was a rift. There was tension between an artist we were supposed to be managing and then the top brass of. And so it was not appealing. And so you had elements within Zylofon who were against Stonebwoy, who was supposed to be our artist, like with the Willie Royce, may he so rest in peace, and other elements. So it was very difficult in navigating the communication. I remember there was an incident where Willie Roy and a few others had gone to Zylofon FM and they were lambasting Stonebwoy.
On a Zylofon platform.
On a Zylofon platform.
Who has that?
When he's been signed on a label. So I had to be coerced into releasing a statement disassociating Zylofon Music, the label, from the commentary of
Zylofon workers on Zylofon platform. And
I remember Stonebwoy responding and saying, "Oh, we there Mugu to my release," because he felt
they were your workers.
Exactly.
And they were your radio station. And then you say what?
So it was not easy at all managing two big artists beefing under the same label.
Okay, so Stonebwoy's beef was that, according to him, his contract terms hadn't been fully met. What about Wale versus Nam1?
So as far as I am concerned, and it is a surprise that I have all their contracts with me now.
Including Wale?
Everybody.
So when he was saying that, your shoe was too significant.
I have his contract with every artist. I have their contract, and it was a 360 contract. Zylofon was financing, taking care of your recording, your promotion, your marketing, everything else. Unfortunately, and the same question you asked me, I have no regrets working with Nam1. Visionary, very thoughtful, very intelligent. But the structure was not properly laid down. To the point where we financed, we shot arguably some of the expensive videos for Satawale, Gringo, and stuff like that. And yet, we had zero in terms of returns. Because we get on their contract, some had houses, not like small houses, big houses, big cars. And all they had to do was bring something back to the label. Nothing.
But they weren't the business managers. Did they not sing? They did not shoot the video. It was left with you to run it to make the money.
Ali, this challenge, like the art fund, the initial challenge, I'm not blaming Nam1 for it. But his vision for the fund, you go in and you see that, this is my people, this is what the problem. But he has his vision. So you have to follow his. If it doesn't work, then you can talk to him.
Yeah, but by then it means some good money has gone down there.
Yes, but you see, the man is telling you that this is how I want it. Give the money to them. You can't change it.
Yeah, but wait,
you understand?
In music,
Arnold.
Yes.
Every industry person we hear largely say, the problem with the industry is money.
Yeah.
You ran a label that you had money. Then what was the problem?
Yes.
Why still could they not make it?
Proper structure. Because how is it possible that a label injecting all these resources into artists, and then you allow the artists to post their music videos on their respective YouTube channel? What happened to the label's channel? So what are you getting from these artists? You're allowing the artists sell their music on their own terms. Why? So how are you going to make money?
How true is this story that some of the artists, when they were signed, after signing, they said they have gigs that they have signed already, booked already before signing. So those gigs, they have to finish, and the money goes to them before.
I was not privy to that discussion, like I said.
But you heard a story?
Yeah, I heard it. It's ridiculous.
But he wouldn't have the facts, as he says.
Ridiculous.
Communicate what?
Ridiculous, my brother. Because how do you inject? And again, there was this scenario where when I went in as a communications manager, I had this realization. And you guys can attest or deny. Apart from Shatawale, Stonebwoy, who were made men before they entered into the label. They were big boys already. To some extent, Becca. Everybody else was appreciable fame.
Joyce Benson was also
appreciable.
there.
Appreciable. But when they got signed to Zylofon, their level of dominance in terms of airplay, relevance, ability to attract conversation came down. Yeah, it's true. And it was because we were flaunting wealth. We signed Shatawale to this million. We gave him a car. We gave him a house. Yet, were not getting airplay. Xylophone artists were not getting airplay.
You had a talkability.
You had a talkability,
but not the
but
airplay.
the product was not moving. And so the plan was, so when I went to number one and I told them that this doesn't make sense. We are classified as the richest label in Africa. Our artists have been signed to bountiful figures. We've given them, we are portraying that we are giving them cars, houses. Yet, the songs that they are producing are not getting the necessary airplay. So this is what we will do. If you are really giving this artist $1 million, this, then why don't you put all the DJs and presenters on a payroll? So that in a month, if I'm commissioning DJs to play, they will play. Because it makes no sense that Kumi Guitar is not up there yet, and you are telling that you've signed Kumi Guitar to millions of money, giving him a car, and his songs are not getting.
If you've given
Do
him
you
a
know
million,
that somebody went behind my back to tell my mother I want to chop his money?
I'm not surprised. That is,
And
that
so
was out there.
the budget, I'm like, and that really saddens my heart because I thought he, as a visionary that he is, he will see sense in what I am presenting and not listen to these naysayers who were surrounding him and giving him Jawa advice. And so me, that one, they disappointed me. Seriously. Because it made no sense at all to me why we were supposed to be the big boys and then Obibini is struggling. Kumi Guitar is struggling.
So that thing didn't happen.
It didn't work. It didn't work. You remember we were even called to the Sahin Dream, if you remember. Me, you. I think we went to at the time, the soccer office, the one at Ajengano. Like we were actually we were called for some board of inquiry or some nonsense be like that. That I went to sit there and they were questioning us. What did you do this for? What did you use this for? Remember? And at the time, you and I had done a project with Zylofon Mission. And they were supposed to be in charge of the publication. And then somebody like, I think Flexo or something had gone to tell Namon that Halifax and I have chopped some money.
I remember.
So we were called to come and answer. And I said, when he called me, I said, yes, I was in charge of the Zylofon, but because of his experience in adverts and newspaper and all that stuff, I handed everything to him. But can you imagine that you're trying say you may answer questions because somebody is going to say you did scan?
So great, you know, on hindsight, I think Zylofon, the challenge was there were some people who felt insecure.
Extremely.
So once they see you have potential, you could justify your inclusion, then they start to sabotage you.
Extremely.
And then they say all sorts of
from within.
From
they
within.
say I shouldn't use the word bullshit, but I say all sorts of crazy. In this context, it's not an insult.
Okay,
say all sorts of where B stands for what? Blockers or well, all sorts of, whatever against it. That also did not help us.
But there were also people, same colleagues from the media, as you said it earlier, who were also putting certain things out there anytime they meet on their platforms.
Of course.
But what they say fuels these things also.
Yeah, but internally,
without proper
a certain structure.
Yeah.
Halifax, could you believe that because of this backbiting within the camp, Zylofon went to launch in Nigeria. And you were part of the entourage that went to Nigeria. We went to actually launch in Nigeria. We took all the artists. Now, Zylofon Music Communications Manager was left behind. Reason is that somebody compiled the list as to the people who are supposed to be going for the event. And somebody said, cancel the manager's name, the communications manager, the one who will actually have to come back and answer questions. No, they canceled my name. And guess what? When they came back, radio stations were calling me I said, you remember when they said the Nigerians didn't give us hype? They didn't, that's when Burna Boy came to support Shatawale. You remember those things?
I remember every single.
They are calling me. And me, I was fine. I said, I didn't go. So how am I supposed to answer?
So
a lot of things didn't make sense.
So these were the challenges. So even if government hadn't disrupted the whole show, we were going to have challenges.
Or self-destruct.
It was clear. I mean, we're going to have challenges. Anyway, we'll be back.